Welcome back to the channel, you guys. For those of you who are here for the first time, then welcome. You are definitely in the right place. So today I'm going to be making DIY flaxseed gel. Now flaxseed is filled with some really good things. It's antibacterial, it's rich in B vitamins, magnesium, copper, fiber, iron, and the list goes on. All of these things really do contribute to the overall health of your body, and of course things that are good for you on the inside are also good for you on the outside. So I'm gonna be trying out this gel on my hair in a next video, but for now you're just gonna see how I make it for the very first time. Now, if you're looking for exact measurements for things, then you're actually in the wrong video. Usually I just eyeball stuff, so I ended up adding a little more than half this pot of water. I put it on medium to high heat, and then I poured out maybe half or just a little bit less than half of that container of flax seeds. It took about 3 minutes for all those bubbles to start forming on the side, and after it really started to boil up, I had to turn the stove down from a medium high heat to just medium because it was bubbling up so vigorously that it almost spilled over on the stove. So when it got to this point, I had to stir it consistently and turn it down just a little bit so that I wouldn't make a mess. At 10 minutes in, I checked to see if it was starting to thicken up, and as you can see, it was still a very runny, watery kind of texture. So I put it to boil for another 5 minutes before checking it again. I will say that it took a longer time to get thick than I was expecting. I thought by 10 minutes it would have been thick enough and I would have been able to turn off the stove, but at this point that you see here, it was about 18 minutes in, and I was starting to wonder if I did something wrong, like maybe I put too many seeds in or what. But it started to thicken up, but it wasn't as thick as I thought it was going to be. 26 minutes in, and this is what it's looking like. Now it's not as thick as I thought it would be, but I figured if I turned off the stove and allow it to cool, then it would thicken up a bit on its own. So that's exactly what I did, and it didn't take a long time to cool down. So this is only 5 minutes after I turned off the stove, and it's warm to the touch, but it's very thick compared to what it was before. Next up, I'm going to be straining the flaxseed. So for this, I just used a stocking, cut off the foot, and put it over an old leave-in conditioner container. I made sure that it was fitting closely around the top so it wouldn't slip off and cause problems while I was straining. Because most of the seeds were sitting at the bottom of the pot, during the initial pouring stage only the gel was coming out, but eventually the seeds started to come out as well, and all of it couldn't fit in the container at once, so I had to do it in 2 separate goes. But after that, I eased up the top part of the stocking. I realized at this point that I cut it a bit too long, but that's okay. So I pulled it out of the container, which is also a bit too small, also my bad, I didn't know. And squeezing it out is actually really easy. The stocking is a lot stronger than I gave it credit for, because it didn't tear or anything while I was squeezing, and I did squeeze really hard because I wanted to get as much of the gel out as I could. There was only a small amount of gel left back at this point, so because I was squeezing out a little bit of gel and there were lots of tiny holes in the stockings, I had this layer of foam that was just sitting right on top of the gel. By the next morning, it was only slightly thicker than it was before, but as you can see, it was still pretty watery, but also very gooey, very slippery, all of those good things that means it's gonna be easy to apply to my hair. And it also felt really light, so I think my hair will be able to absorb all of those good things that I was talking about earlier in the video. I will be posting a follow-up to show you guys what it looks like on my hair, but that's all I have for you guys for now. Thank you so much for watching.